Hey, what's up, guys? I haven't done a video review since Suicide Squad, which was a long minute ago. And I know I'm like a week late, and this movie, Bohemian Rhapsody, came out. And it's based on the amazing life, crazy roller coaster ride that is Freddie Mercury's life. And straight off the bat, uh, bat, bat, bat. This movie is directed um, very amazingly, and it's great. However, just like I said, straight off the bat, it has a lot of like um, background, behind the scenes drama, and I won't get into that. But the movie is directed by Bryan Singer. For those who know who Bryan Singer is, he directed a lot of like the good X-Men movies. I mean, I like them all, but he directed Days of Future Past, etc. And he was fired, and then a lot of like the rest of the movie was directed by Dexter Fletcher, right? Yeah, Dexter Fletcher. And the movie was good. I love this movie. um, Rami Malek does an amazing job as Freddie Mercury. uh, I mean, his persona just like radiated from the screen, and it was really hard to keep up with him. What I saw from like the other actors, they, holy cow! I mean, they all did a great job. They all did an amazing job, but Rami just kills it. Oh my goodness, and then his British accent. The first thing I did notice though was like his teeth. Like obviously Freddie Mercury had like big teeth, and his were put on, and you were like, okay, I can see the teeth, and are they gonna fall off? It's kind of weird, but then like his persona, he's just such a good actor, and oh my goodness, he's just great. Um, Ben Hardy and Gwyn Lee. Ben Hardy, who plays Roger Taylor, and Gwillem Lee, who plays Brian May, are then introduced later on. Like in the beginning, though, and then it's just is this a spoiler for review? I think this is spoiler. This has spoilers in it because I will talk about critics, etc. So yeah, so later on, it's one of those movies, origin movies, that start off with like, oh, the main character starting off from quote unquote nothing to him wanting to sing, him meeting a band, then it goes boom, 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 and they're already making songs, boom, 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 they're already touring, boom, 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 boom. It's kind of like, it jumps in a lot of times. There's a lot of time jumps, I guess. And then it goes to them being successful. And then boom, 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 boom. Then it slows down. Kinda. I think when it slows down is when Freddie, like when Freddie has his like outside of being like touring, stuff like that. It's when the movie slows down because it kind of gets into his background, which is what this movie's about. His background, his what he did, quote unquote, behind the scenes, etc. But like I said, he starts off with Roger Taylor, Brian May, and then they get joined later on by John Deacon, who is played by Joseph Mazzello. If you guys don't know who Joseph Mazzello is, he was the little kid from Jurassic Park. That's crazy. He's the little kid from the first Jurassic Park movie. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I should have done some research, but he's the kid from Jurassic Park. Lucy Boynton, who plays Mary Austin, she's Freddie Mercury's love of his life, and she does a good job at being his female love interest. She's a good actress, but compared to Rami, it's crazy like how much difference it just is, right? Tom Hollander plays Jim Beach, and he's kind of like the lawyer of like the band. They're like little things here and there that are not like they play. You know, it's Tom Hollander who plays Jim Beach, Aiden Gillen who plays John Reid, and Alan Leach who plays Paul Prenter. Now Paul Prenter is Freddie Mercury's throughout the movie's other love interest, I guess. Well, he is, but he's kind of not love interest. It's crazy the way they play it out. I would say he's the bad guy, I guess. The villain. He's not though. It's just human. This movie is real. It's based on real people, so I wouldn't say, oh, he's a villain, blah blah blah. But he's played out to be the like one of the reasons that Freddie Mercury falls into this negative zone. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, Tom Hollander who plays Jim Beach and Aiden Gillen who plays John Reid. They're good like supporters of this movie. Does that make sense? They play obviously like the band's manager and Jim Beach, who was their lawyer, or Miami. I love that scene. If you guys know what I'm talking about, Miami, that scene is amazing. Where, and especially when Ray Foster, who is like, well, what do you think? And then he's like, Miami, and I'm like, he owned it. That's cool. Ray Foster is mind blowing. He's played by Mike Myers, the Cat in the Hat, Shrek. And I was looking at him, I'm like, he looks familiar. There's something about his face that I don't know that makes me want to punch it. Just kidding. I love Mike Myers, but anyhow. So yeah, I didn't know Mike Myers played Ray Foster until I saw the credits, and I'm like, Mike Myers, what is he doing here? But oh well. So there's some things I didn't know about Queen that I know now because of this movie, and I looked up just to see if it was true, because I'll get into it. I didn't know that Freddie Mercury's real name was Farouk Bulsara. It's crazy. I didn't know he changed his name. I didn't know that. I'm like, I like Queen. I love Queen now. I've always loved Queen, and respected it. But I didn't know there was like all this behind the scenes of this movie. Opened my eyes to it, and I appreciate it because of it. Didn't know Freddie Mercury was not from where Queen comes from. That's crazy. I didn't know that. So that's a cool thing about this movie is, like, if you don't know who Freddie Mercury is or his backstory, this is boom. The whole Mike Myers thing is still, mind blows me. It's crazy that he's here. The songs used in this movie were, the songs that everyone knows, big songs, and it's just, throughout the movie I felt so many emotions. The movie had hilarious moments. It was real. You felt real emotions because these are based on real people. I cried in this movie. I'm a crier. I cry through movies that are sad, especially if they're good. Like, I cry, and holy cow, there were just tears going down my eyes, especially like at the end. Oh cow, woo! It was visually, I liked this movie. It was very shiny. Does that make sense? Like everything, even if it was like a sad scene or like a non-flamboyant scene, the movie just brought out like this shiny element to it. I thought it was really nice looking too. There's a scene where they bring in the song "I Want to Break Free," and it was like a scene that I was like, oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that, where they quote unquote lose America, where Freddie gets mad at America, and he's just like, I don't want to tour America again. And that's because of the music video, I Want to Break Free. And that's kind of like when you start seeing, oh, that's And there's when like a lot of like turmoil between the band starts to happen, and the reason America gave it negative reviews was because of the music video where they all dressed drag, right? But he like like behind the scenes he's like, it was um Roger Taylor's idea to dress up in drag. He starts like pointing out who did what, but he's mad because the the audience, I guess, or the fans or the critics blame him because obviously he's a front man. And there's a part where the movie does a really good job. There's a press conference and everyone starts actually asking him personal questions. And they just ask him questions, and it's kind of like crazy how much of a big figure he was. Whether it was negative or positive, they just went through to him. Like they asked him the questions, and there's a part where John Deacon, obviously played by Joseph Mazzello, the kid from Jurassic Park, he's like, I drank a Coke if anybody wants to know, but like that was just like buried behind all these people asking Freddie Mercury all these like weird questions. This movie does dive into his sexuality and all these things, and kind of like how it worked for him, how his relationship with Mary Austin kind of like changes throughout the movie from like them being in love to them just becoming really just good friends at the end. Alan Leach, who plays Paul Prenter, does a good job on, like I said, making me not like him. But he's human. Things happen. Humans are crazy. So he played it. He did a good job of playing a unlikable person, if that makes sense. Their quote unquote breakup scene in the rain, that was a cool like shot. Just everything just raining, and then Freddie Mercury just walking away. I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, he's going back to his family. And that's another like thing that this movie brings up is like the family aspect of how bands work, how families fight, etc. The last part, the Live Aid's performance, was just crazy. I think it was over 20 minutes long, but that's because they actually played they actually like copy and pasted Queen's actual live performance from the Live Aid's concert to the movie. They did like a really good job at almost like like it's there. I don't know how to explain it. It's just so good, and it's lengthy because it's basically their entire like when they sang at the Live Aid's concert. It's there. Like you literally feel like you're in there. Like they actually are performing. Like it's Queen. It's like exactly what Queen did there, they are doing here. Obviously there's little changes here and there, but it's like after the movie ended, I came back to my hotel room and I watched the AIDS performance, Live Aid's performance, and holy cow, I'm like, that is like even the little details, like the little like the Pepsi like cups on top of the piano, they were placed just like how they were, and I'm like, holy cow, that's crazy. That's just there's a special attention to detail and how amazing this movie was. Is just mind-blowing. Now critics are bashing this movie, which is mind-blowing. I'm like, okay, it's a good movie. Don't uh, some critics say that it doesn't really follow Freddie Mercury's live, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Like I get it. Like I get why people are mad. There's a like when he revealed to Mary Austin that he was bisexual, people were like, well, that's not how it really happened, blah blah blah, and the movie's getting negative reviews, and this movie is a masterpiece. I think it's a masterpiece. It's a great movie, and I'm not saying that because I saw it and I'm very, you know, like biased because it's Queen. I know it's a really good movie, and it's it's crazy that critics are very idiotic. I will say that. Like they're very and movie reviewers. Obviously, I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm just talking. Okay, I'm reviewing this movie. I get it. I get it. But like even I try to find positives in the worst movies. You feel me? I'm not like, well, it wasn't lit right. It didn't follow the rules. Therefore, it's trash. Like, no, dude. Like, I don't know. I think, quote unquote, real people should review movies. And not let their negative emotions get in their way. Does that make sense? Um, there was this argument I got into with someone, and they say, well, if your life was made into a movie and they got like a lot of it wrong, wouldn't you be mad? My comment was, well, if they make my life look cooler than it really is and more entertaining, I'm like, so like, hey, that's me. I did do a backflip. I did breathe fire. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's stupid. Like, um, I think this movie would have benefited a lot if it was rated R. Um, I always say like ratings in movies. If the movie is good, like ratings don't matter. And this movie is great. So like, it's PG-13, but I think if it was rated R, it would have given it more. Like they could play with his backstory a lot more. If that makes any sense. But I think the movie does a good job. Anyways, obviously, I know there's some things that were changed here and there, but you know, Freddie Mercury was very secretive about his like his own personal life. Especially, you know, there's like a part where he tells the band, "Hey, I have AIDS, but I don't want you to tell anybody. I don't want you guys to cry." Um, I'm like, okay, I mean, like you know, he's like, I don't want to be their poster boy. I don't want to be the AIDS. You know, I don't want to be negative. You know, it's just him, just not wanting to like say that, which makes sense at first, but then like later on, like until he died, is because you know it's just fantastic. But yeah, my overall thoughts, Bohemian Rhapsody, go watch it. It's an amazing movie, especially if you're a big fan of Queen. Um, Also, don't watch it if you're a big fan of Queen. Does that make sense? Like, go. And the reason I say that is because like the people who are negative towards it are the big fans of Queen, the diehards. How about this? Watch it because it's Freddie Mercury's movie. Just watch it. It's a good movie. Even if it doesn't follow, quote unquote, his life, watch it. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Um, One of my favorite movies of the year. Um, I say a lot, don't I? And even if you don't like Queen, watch it just to have fun, you know, just to go and watch it. I guess it's a good movie. And Rami Malek's performance as Freddie Mercury is just second to none. I mean, he's just so captivating. Even outside, like he, you know, those characters like the people play when people play a person when it's a biography. You're like, oh yeah, he's trying to be like him too much. Like, I don't have to explain it. But Rami becomes he becomes Freddie Mercury, and his performance is just so good because um, like I said, like the whole teeth thing. He's such a good actor that you forget the whole his teeth sticking out, his fake teeth sticking out. They kind of fade away with his performance. It's crazy. Um, yeah, so watch Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a great movie. Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies of the year. If it's not super like I would probably, let's see. personally, I still like A Star Is Born better, but that's because the movie's kind of like all the songs are originally made, all the characters are, it's. But that's just a story for another day. But yeah, Star Is Born, and then probably. I don't know where I'll rank it. I don't know where I'll rank it because it's just that good. Like, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. Probably too good in my opinion. It's a good movie. I love this movie. I might go watch it again, but it's just so good. It's just a good movie. I literally, like, I'm out of words now. So yeah, those are my final thoughts, guys. I'm gonna, yeah. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and I know it's like 20 minutes long, and I was gonna cut it, but I don't know, it's more real if I just make it this way. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.